Okay, so I was thinking about practical way of explaining grounding, and as I was walking out here, I started to have kind of a direct experience of what the grounding is or does, and kind of thinking about different ways that I can go about explaining that. So the explanation is what I felt. Okay, we'll start with what I felt. So what I felt was this really, really quick kind of like, the best way I can describe it maybe is like a dialing of a channel, and it went through different emotions really, really quickly. So like they were none of them were considered bad. So none of them were like negative emotions, but they were definitely on the more intense side of the emotions. So like one of them was like feelings of power and feelings of like like intrigue and in feelings of like happiness, but like I don't know, just a bunch of different feelings like back to back to back to back, you know. And what I got from that was that like there's these kinds of feelings that get like energetically stuck in your auric field, and in order to kind of allow those feelings to flow off of you, you have to ground yourself or find some way to ground yourself. So one of the easiest ways is to use the earth and ground yourself on the earth. But the whole thing that I'm trying to say is that like there's these bottled up emotions that are kind of sitting dormant, and when you don't ground yourself, they can become stagnant in your energy field, and then they can start to present themselves in negative ways, and then that can cause problems. Oh, I just walked right into a spider web. Okay, but grounding is like how you prevent these kind of flare-ups of energy and of emotion and things like that. And it's interesting because like I've been running recently, and it's been pretty cool that it seems as though my legs, they start to get a little bit tired and sore after a while, but it seems like I can just run for a really, really long time without having any breath problems or anything like that. I think that's from doing breath work and from the diet and everything like that. But it's really interesting how easy it is to run for long distances now. But back to grounding. Like the grounding is just to bring you back into a space where you can like kind of look at your emotions and your feelings, and like basically recenter in your heart. And what I mean by your heart is like your feelings center. So it's like, you know how, and this is most people, they have like this kind of sense based on like how something feels. Like if something feels really good, they go that direction. And a lot of times people's centers are centered on their lower areas, and that means that the things that they go after are generally like more pleasure oriented rather than long-term happiness oriented. But it's still the same thing, it's the same energy. But this like grounding can help you to like redirect that kind of flow as well, and it can help you to like take that energy and then maybe use it for something that's a little bit more long-term for you. And what I mean by long-term is something that you can transmute into a even longer lasting feeling than the short-term feelings that you get from pleasure-oriented activities. But the grounding can also bring you back into your like your your genuine self nature of calmness, and just observing nature and being immersed in it can bring you back into that. But speaking of which, I think I'm just gonna go do a little bit of kind of walking around for a little bit. But I just wanted to say that while I was thinking about it. And yeah, so this is a little bit shorter, so have a good day today.